You almost never talk about Jaina Proudmoore. I mean, she should have her own section.
You are listening to The Instance.
Hordside.
Oh, Hordside. Hey, everybody. It's the freaking Instance. It's the Instance, everybody. Welcome to the Instance. It's Friday, May 3rd, 2013. This is the World of Warcraft podcast, so you don't have to. It is me, Scott Johnson, and I'm joined by Brian with Terpster. Hello, Terpster.
Hello, me.
How are you?
How you doing? How are you?
Okay, I'm fine. I'm all right.
That's good.
I sound a little... You know what? I'm a little tired. You want the truth?
Why are you tired?
It's Diablo related.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that in a minute.
I know what it is.
Just your pointer finger is tired then.
Yeah.
Is it that you accidentally touched a mysterious black crystal and now you harbour the souls of Diablo and all the other primevals
that you couldn't think of on the moment's notice?
Head. I was trying to think of, like, what was it? Belial,
Baal, Bile.
Mephisto! That's the best name ever, Mephisto.
Something
like,
bladder. I don't know.
The name's the child Mephisto.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea.
Evil.
No, don't
It's
do
just-
that. No, don't do that.
Do you know what I'm going to name them?
What?
It have to be something beginning with a T, and then their middle name will have to be something beginning with an N, so their initials are TNT. How dynamite is that? That's pretty awful.
That's terrible. Also with us...
something beginning with an N. Nigel. Nigel Terpster.
Timothy Nigel Turpin. That's not bad.
That'd be good.
That
TNT.
rolls right off the tongue, kind of like yesterday's barf. All right, Dills is joining us as well. Hello, Dills.
Hello. You know, T. If you did that, I just would want to be there for the first time when one of the teachers comes to you and says, "We've got to talk about Mephisto."
Yeah.
Because that moment, yeah. We really need to talk about
Right.
Mephisto and what's going on. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, your son Beelzebub has he's pulling.
He's been. No, this is what would make it even more beautiful. They're like, we got to talk about Beelzebub. Your son Beelzebub is doing fantastic.
He's
he is
really
a joy
good.
to work with. He's
Right.
amazing. Yeah, that's what I want to see.
It's incredible. He's dedicated to his
He's expressed an interest in children.
Right. All right. Well, Devil Children aside, it is the Instance. We're back. We got stuff to talk about. I'll tell you what I did. So I didn't have a lot of WoW time this week. I had Mr. Mom duties going on. Long story, but Kim was out of town with her sister for a few days, and so I was busy. So what little game time I had, I decided to throw. I don't know why. I got just in this mood, and this is how it works with me with Diablo. It's been true of the whole series, Diablo 2 especially. Every once in a while, I will have a crazy craving to play. And I'll dig in hardcore for a bunch of time, and then I'll get out, and then I won't play for a long time.
That's me all over as well. I mean, it's the way to play, I think, because the game deserves such a sort of chunk of your time to really play, and that's the thing, you kind of get sucked in like a Black Soulstone, and you're just trapped in there, clicking, just endlessly clicking.
Yeah.
And then you eventually break free, and you give it a bit of time to breathe, and then you get sucked right back in.
So how much do you... I was just curious, when you're back to playing Diablo, how much shift clicking are you doing? Because I do a lot of shift clicking, like
shift clicking.
General area of a group of mobs come in my direction, and instead of me trying to get all nitpicky and click on one of them until they die,
mob out.
I'll just hold down shift and kind of hose down the area.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you play? What class? You're a wizard
mostly
what?
wizard, mostly wizard, but occasionally.
How are you playing it? Because I'm playing mine still like a crit, just a crit build. I'm just going in there and like AOEing everywhere and just mashing all the buttons.
I'm doing that too, but
hoping that my cooldowns are refreshed.
Yeah. When I'm out of mana, I have to get smart and do other things, and that's usually when I do the ship. But the reason I just do that is there's a precision issue, especially when you're playing in the harder levels. Where it's hard to pinpoint a dude if that is what you want to do. So when I need to do that,
that's the biggest challenge for me in that game is picking one guy out that's the lowest health guy and actually hitting him.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky to rock around. Here, sorry, Beastie or Running DMC moment for us.
Running DMC.
Running DMC. It does sound like a mod.
Sounds like running MC. I'm like, yeah, I remember doing that back at level 60. It's good.
But anyway, I decided for, I don't know why, last night I got just this wild hair to roll a freaking Witch Doctor, and I hadn't really played one to any degree up till now. I have other alts. I've mainly played
Dogs and frogs. Dogs and frogs.
Well, I decided I was like, all right, we're going to go one melee and one kind of ranged magic, and I always go magic when I can, so wizard was an easy choice. And then I went monk for the melee class, and ran that for as much Diablo as I have played, really. So I decided last night, let's start a Witch Doctor, let's see what's up, let's see what's going on. And I got roped in, and I played all night, and I don't know why I played so long, but I did, and there you have it. The game's mad easy. This is just a reminder to Diablo players who maybe haven't been in a while. You forget how, if the game has a weakness, well, it has no game's perfect, but if it has a weakness that bothers me, it's that once you've cleared somebody past the first run through the game, I think that should unlock difficulty levels. I guess it can't because of the way the progression works, but anyway, it's just mad easy to get through that first run. It's tutorial mode, so there's no huge challenge, but it's still addicting as all hell.
Yeah, I remember when I hopped in for the first time, and then someone was like, "Hey, I'll come over there and I'll play with you." And I was like, "We don't really need to do that." I was like, "That sounds fun and everything, but I'm just clicking through everything right now."
Yeah, so you don't really need it, and
need help. Yeah, it was a higher level guy too, and I was like, if it's going to become that easy, that's just going to bore the crap out of me. So
sure. Yeah. Well, this is what happened. So the reason I think I got into this, or I got excited to play it again, is I did get a chance last weekend to play the Marvel Heroes beta. Oh, and that is it's Marvel stuff, but it's Diablo clone.
Diablo-esque.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you get to play as some of your favorite heroes.
You do.
Such as Ant-Man.
Well, okay, so when I got in, they give you a certain selection in the beta, or you can go straight to buying a new hero. And here's something I want to mention. I mentioned this last week on something else. I don't remember what it was. But it's TMS. But here's the deal. The default dudes, I think it's Hawkeye in his dumb purple outfit. So it's true comic-y looking dudes, not the movie guys, right? I can't remember who else. A bunch of other people I didn't care about. So I chose him, and I fought with him. And you go to the store, because it's going to be a free-to-play game, and you can unlock heroes by paying for them with either earned currency or just straight-up money, right? Like you do with these games these days. So I go in there, and they've got a pretty good selection of all the heroes you want to see. There's Spider-Man's in there, and Iron Man's in there, and all this other stuff. And I got to thinking, they're really funny about what's worth more in the eyes of players and what isn't. So let's just go back, let's say 15 years. Back when Iron Man was a B-level, second-tier hero, he was not important to the overall Marvel push. No, I agree with you. There's always some good stories there, but he was not leader of the pack. It was Spider-Man, it was X-Men, it was Wolverine, it was the mainstays of the Marvel Universe, and Iron Man did not have center stage. He never did. Suddenly in 2008, movie changes everything. Iron Man's hot dude on campus. All the Avenger comics start leaning toward him having a more of a leadership role and less of a backseat to Captain America. Like, there's just this huge shift in popularity for Iron Man.
Think about the movies that came out before Iron Man. That's when you can kind of see the tier of who everybody thought was more important. Like the Catwoman movie came out way before Iron Man.
Right. And the thing is, I mean, Fox owns the rights to produce X-Men movies, and Fox owns the rights to produce Spider-Man, or Sony does rather, to do Spider-Man movies. And Marvel's like, well, we're going to do our own now, so let's start with Iron Man.
And make our ones cooler.
Yeah, and we'll make him a level star. Okay, great, they've done that. So I go into this store, back to my point, and all of the heroes are like 750 whatever currency, 350 for this guy you've never heard of. Blah, 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 blah. You get to Iron Man, 2,000. He's like the maximum amount of money you can spend on a hero. And arguably, he's no better or worse than anybody else in there, but that is game in the system. So what I'm hoping doesn't happen here is that when Hearthstone comes out, I told you...
Hang on. Let's go back. So you're complaining that Tony Stark is too expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the richest man ever, right? He's up there with Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
If we're gonna go across comic book,
you're gonna cross the streams. Okay.
He's allowed. Surely his net worth if you wanted to buy him, he's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
True.
You know,
Very
Parker should be very cheap. He's a scrounging student, doesn't
You
really
give him
have
10
money.
bucks for his photos.
Exactly.
Just, of course. Yeah.
Easy. You say like, oh yeah, my spider sense is tingling. Have you got any money in your wallet?
Yeah.
Because I think you do. I'll be like, all right, Pete, I'll give you a tenner if you go and just beat up some bad guys for me.
Sure.
Whereas Tony Stark, he's a busy man. He's expensive.
I think they're taking advantage of.
Well,
That's why I think Prince Galliwick in Hearthstone, if he's ever in there, he should be the most expensive, or maybe Lando, for his loot cards.
Well, that was going to be my lead around question. Are we to expect Hearthstone to apply a greater value on unlockable pay for cards and packs simply because Thrall gets more screen time or something?
Are we buying individual cards? I thought we were just buying packs.
You're just buying packs, I guess.
Okay, so then it doesn't matter because it's just going to be random anyway.
That's a good point. Yeah, I guess they're
And
not
that's
going
how
to
they
do
did
that.
it.
Yeah, if you were buying individual cards, absolutely you'd see that. You'd see like Jaina, Thrall, those would be the most expensive cards. Arthas, Lich King,
Oh, yeah, that'd be huge, and then you pay
Those would
nothing.
be the huge cards, and then you'd be paying absolutely nothing.
Like
for,
a Hogger card would cost you 25 cents or something.
No, Hogger would be.
Oh no,
expensive.
Hogger's legendary, man.
Yeah, man. You'd imagine like if you had Blanchy or something, the old horse from Westfall. The Alliance, they love Blanchy. Blanchy's one of the Alliance heroes.
Yeah.
God rest her soul. And so I think that there's numerous opportunities to exploit the franchise. In the marketer's eyes, but unfortunately, Blizzard are trying to do it a bit more fair than that. But
I'm glad that they're doing
well,
that.
I'm just trying to think who would be the best. Who would be the best in the ethos to have? And I'm thinking probably some Titans, Burning Legion, and Old Gods.
Yeah.
They've got to be pretty
the
strong.
old gods, obviously, you can't kill them. So
Yogg Saron, dude.
Can't die. Now.
Yeah, Yogg Saron will make the other player have to take his card inside his brain and fight him in there. And
Yeah,
it's a great idea.
Cthulhu's just going to eat the other player, and then you've got to try and eat your way out. Beat your way out. You can't.
Dills, we got to go on a campaign to get Blizzard to include a Hodir card and have him yell that Hodir when he comes in the room.
Every time the card appears, you just hear Hodir.
Oh, I would crap my pants.
That's amazing.
It'd be
That
the greatest
could
thing ever.
That could work.
Yeah, it'd be all right. Also dived into what they're calling the Neverwinter Open Beta. I would actually call it the Neverwinter Open Early Alpha. That thing's got issues and problems.
Yeah, I like what they're doing with it though. Like the whole
really like
community-made content.
Yeah.
It's that sort of thing I used to back in the day. I used to really want to make Warcraft quests and dungeons and stuff like that. And I love that Neverwinter's like, yeah, sweet, do it.
It's a great legacy too, right?
Yeah.
Because coming from the old BioWare game, that was one of the hallmarks of that game was that, hey, you can go make your own scenarios, your own stuff, and whatever, and people can download it. This is even better because now we've got this online situation that didn't exist in the Neverwinter.
Share it, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and the beautiful thing about it, though, is that game developers are very talented people, but there's no way they can be more talented than everyone else combined. And that's really what you see with pretty much every game out there. Community-made content, if it's correctly enabled, just pretty much always wins out. Look at the best things that happen in Minecraft. Have always, in my opinion, been the community-made mods.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things, with WoW, all the add-ons that are out there, they just really make the game better. Mm-hmm. I'm a massive, massive, massive fan of what they're doing with Neverwinter. And yeah, it is buggy as anything. And it looks a little bit like, I don't know, Final Fantasy meets Lord of the Rings. I'm not sure about the visual style yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's that nice. But
it's okay, but it's not blowing your mind. Yeah.
Exactly. Like when I see stuff from is it WildStar, the NCSoft one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I'm still blown away with how good that looks and how kind of like if you were to make Warcraft today, that's how it should have looked, sort of thing. That beautiful, really well animated, high quality style.
It's gorgeous.
But yeah, Neverwinter I think's really one to watch as a fun alternative.
Yeah, I just wish it was less buggy. I couldn't get in. The queue times were real bad at first. Then the patcher wouldn't work, and then when you did get in, there was some kind of just jumping all over the map going on with me, and my character couldn't get anywhere. And then when I finally got in, I had to go somewhere. I made I always go magic, so I made what's that guy called? It's a D&D class even. Something mage, something wizard man combo. Dude.
Wizard man,
that's it.
I wish that was a class. That would be amazing.
Abracadabra, you son of a bitch. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That game will be free to play though, which is cool. It's gonna, I think, right? Yeah. It looks really rad, and so I'm excited to play a little bit more. It looks like it may kind of, I don't know, be a nice. Well, like you said, this thing's going to be for me is going to be. It's going to be about how good that campaign is, and I'm excited about that campaign. And it's cool to get a free-to-play game that's got a good campaign attached to it, that isn't just pure multiplayer. But mostly I'm excited about what people make out of the thing.
I think it's very clever because the thing that every MMO to market has always fallen short on post-WoW is having more content than WoW.
Yeah.
And better, more consistently good content than WoW. And as long as they can find a way to correctly moderate and rank community-made content, I think it's going to be a great way, maybe a really good way going forward for people to make MMOs.
Yeah.
Because you look at all these other games that take 8 years to develop, and the fact is that they're quite bad to begin with. So it doesn't really matter how much content they have. WoW is always going to trounce them all. But for things like this, potentially you could get a game with as much high quality content as World of Warcraft eventually.
Yeah, and that's what you want in the end. Dills, what have you been up to? Anything good?
Well, it's been like 80 degrees here for the last week, 80 plus. So not a lot of WoW.
Is that or cold?
That's So let me put this into terms you understand. That's like what? It's like 30 or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
Okay, hot.
That's nerdtacular weather, by the way. We're gonna have that maybe slightly cooler because we're in the mountains.
Snowing. Whenever I've seen pictures of this
In,
place
in July, no, it will not.
Maybe.
It will not be snowing in July. It'll be nice and warm.
So pack shorts or pack a coat?
Shorts.
You probably might need both.
Colourful shorts?
Unless you want to take that coat and sleep in it outside in the nighttime, then no, you don't need a coat. It's going to be warm. Okay. Yeah, it'll be like 90 down in the valley, or 90 plus, 95 or something.
Again, is that hot or is that cold?
That's hot. That's I don't know what it is. You and your space points over there with your freaking.
Well, the thing is that it sounds hot, but then equally your cold still sounds quite hot. So that's why I don't get the whole Fahrenheit thing. It's it's just confusing.
Here, Google will tell me 85 equals 29.44 Celsius.
Yeah, that's quite hot.
So that was pretty close then. Yeah. So it's been about 30 or so here in San Francisco for the past week straight. We're gonna have about another week of it. So right now it's outside time because we don't get this in San Francisco very much. So when it happens, the great thing is when it happens, like almost the entire city just goes, well, I'm calling in sick, and we all just kind of go out and do stuff. So we've had margarita night with the roommates. We've had, sitting out on the porch. We've had hanging out at cafes that have outdoor areas. We've had the beach. We've had golf. We've had all that. So
all the real life stuff that you enjoy.
Not a lot of it. But I do want to give a shout out to someone, a girl named Yara, who I met at the pool hall, actually. Who I had a huge conversation.
Call it.
Josh was really into hearing what this Yara had to say.
Huge conversation about WoW with her for 2 hours, and that was the last thing I expected when I walked into the pool hall. All right, T.
Did she play it, or did she just not really understand what it was?
No, she plays. She saw I had a sports sweatshirt on, and she turns her phone around. And it's got an Alliance thing on it, and I was like, "Okay." Well,
did you punch her in the face?
Immediately. Arrow and shot her.
I'm a huge Garage fan, so I stumped her and made the pool hall run red with her blood.
Of course you did that.
And I said, let's do this. But no, I mean, we had a really good conversation. She's been kind of out of the game for a while, and so I was like, well, when you come back, you should come to AIE, so we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, just chat out. She didn't even know about the show, so she might know about it now.
She's not well, isn't she?
Yeah, not very. But she's
Horde side.
That's good. We don't like Horde sides. Horde sides are good.
Yeah,
Horde side. There we go.
Yeah, I have 2 Horde sides now.
Horde side.
Horde side.
I have 2 Horde sides.
Okay.
The expectation of the pool hall is to talk about WoW with somebody, honestly.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's very cool. This keeps happening to me, too. I keep running into people, more and more just people out there. Like, they'll see my wallet. Who was that dude in our guild that gave me the wallet, or in our raid team?
The Leatherman. What was his name?
I can't remember. I can never remember his name, but I don't even have it here.
Dragon Leatherman.
Dragon Leatherman, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's got a big Horde symbol on the one side and GURP on the other side, and it's just awesome. I love it. It's just held up, and it's a great little wallet, and I always pull it out at some place, and without fail, probably 75% of the time, someone will go, "Oh, you play World of Warcraft."
Kyle. That was it.
Kyle. Is that
Kyle, Rogue Dragon.
Yeah, there you go. It happens all the time. It happened to the bookstore the other day. It happened at a Sonic outdoor, what do you call it? A food place? What's it called? At a Sonic, a Sonic.
I think it's called Sonic, right?
At the drive-up. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
And
Sonic
that girl got all googly about ooh, I play. What do you play? What do you do? And she just wanted to talk and talk and talk. And I think that's a good sign for the permeation of the culture, right?
Well, that's the thing. The game, people talk about how the game has been around for so long, maybe it's losing steam, but when I meet people, people seem to be still very excited about this game. So
yeah,
at least
maybe there's less total, but the people who are still here are still fully engaged and fully into the story. So
yeah.
I'm finding, at least, with the people I kind of work with and hang out with, there's actually more people playing now, and people are coming back now. Kind of, they've heard good things about Myst. It's kind of permeated through the kind of gaming culture enough, I think, that people are like, wow, actually this is a good time to come back. And we're all kind of playing now, even more, I guess, internally, and loving it. And I think I think at least, again, I'm seeing more people playing around me than I previously have in the past, and I think that's going to keep going.
Do you think Blizzard mission accomplished in the mission to make Myst more approachable by people either coming back or new, because the panda thing is a welcoming thing?
I think the panda thing was a bad thing for core gamers because they saw pandas and thought casual. I think what's happened now is that the game's kind of shown that there's been faster patches with better content, with new stuff coming out, more challenges, more things to do, and there just seems to be ticking enough additional boxes. I think if the new faction or race or whatever had been fell demons or something like that, then people might have been a little bit more kind of on it from the beginning. I think often the Pandaren being cute and cuddly and pandas, put a lot of people off.
Right.
At least, again, in that sort of core hardcore gaming group. And they've always been the most vocal people out there, and they're the core that kind of keep WoW ticking over in terms of raid content and smashing down through new bosses and making it interesting for us to talk about new stuff.
It'd be interesting though to see if the numbers, because I'm sure that the panda thing, Blizzard's not stupid. They knew when this panda thing came out, it wasn't just, hey, this is a story we absolutely want to tell. There had to have been a piece of them that was saying, or a faction of them saying, we also think this might, even if it's just internally, this might attract a more casual audience than those.
I think
you can do both things, and that's what they did, actually, is that they did the panda thing, and then they also, like Terpster said, they are putting out content faster and more things to do than they ever have in the past. So the hardcore people feel completely satisfied with the fact that I'm constantly getting pushed to continue to beat new content.
Yeah.
And the other people are thinking, I get to play a panda until level 20, and then I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And both people are happy.
Yeah.
That's what I think they did, and they did a great job of that. Because if you just pick one side or the other, then you lose the other side, and you can't be the biggest MMO in the world if you do that. So
that's a good point. Well said, sir. All
Beautifully said.
Well, let's get to some damn news.
Big news of the week.
Big news of the week this week brought to you by Typefrag.com. Typefrag.com offering the best in Ventrilo service, TeamSpeak, and Mumble service to any of your guilds anywhere in the world. Go check them out at Typefrag.com. When you check out, let them know we sent you. That's Typefrag.com. We love them. All right, New York Times crossword references World of Warcraft. We finally made it, baby. Check this out. It's a slow news week, all right?
By the way,
going on.
This would be impossible for someone who doesn't play WoW.
Yeah, it would be.
This would be impossible. How would you get this right?
So what was the...
so here's it is. Today's New York Times crossword includes a clue any non-MMO player wouldn't know, this according to WoW Insider. Amongst its standard pop culture references and strict definitions, today's crossword puzzlers encountered the following clue as shown by Jack Thompson, not that Jack Thompson you're thinking of, guy via Twitter. And here was the question. Not the question, but the clue. It said... hold on, let me bring it up. It says
World of Warcraft event.
Yeah.
Four letters.
Four letter beginning with R. So we know what it is.
I already know what it is. Terpster, you know what it is, right? Immediately.
It is road.
Yeah,
road. It's road.
Road.
You're right. You got it. You nailed it.
All those events where you go on the road.
Right.
Random dungeon.
Four letters.
Yeah, but spelled R-N-D.
Not four words, not four paragraphs. Four letters.
I'm just trying to think what it could be.
Well, in all fairness, doesn't do this very often.
Right. This thing that it refers to, this event.
Oh, rotation.
Yeah,
Skilled
rotation. That's it. That's it. 4 letters, right?
Yeah.
You got
Skilled
it.
rotation.
Yep, you nailed it.
Roll, like face roll, but yeah.
Nailed
Role
it.
play. Roll.
No.
Right.
No.
Roll. No.
Play. No, I don't know. RP. No.
All right, it's raid.
That's raid. Oh, don't give it away. Raid.
Oh no.
So yeah, but I think Dills makes a damn good point. I don't know anybody who's really into that crossword puzzle thing as a regular. I'm not saying that people don't play WoW. Obviously, it's enough in the cultural vernacular that it made it into the crossword. But
yeah, but this particular
it's hard.
thing, you're not going to know that if
Right.
you don't play this game. Like maybe they could say, World of Warcraft character or something like that, and you could say orc or whatever,
Right.
and people might know that. But if you specifically reference rating, I don't. If you don't know anything about MMOs, you're just going to get stuck on that until you get with like the R, the A, and the I or something.
Yeah.
Even then, you might say like rain or something, like an
Look at
event.
this.
Rain, I don't
So
know.
they've got
What's that do?
38,
Yeah.
which was broadcast online in real time.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah.
Stream, sure.
41, contact lens cleaner brand. No idea.
Okay.
42, little litter sound.
Little litter sound.
I don't know if that's Yelp, pitter patter. I don't know.
That is.
45,
So-
thick veined vegetable. A thick veined vegetable.
Whoa.
Sounds like.
Gross.
Is that?
I don't want it, whatever it is.
I don't know. I don't
no-
know. The only one I can get is 50. American Pie actress Tara.
This
it's
is-
Tara Reid. See that?
This is the New York Times crossword, which is supposed to be like the hard one. And depending on like what day is this? Did they say what day it is?
This would have been Sundays, which
Uh,
is the big one, right?
That's
just
the hardest one,
Wasn't it?
right?
I don't know. I can't see.
Okay, so it's like Monday is the easy day, then it gets progressively harder throughout the week.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Abbey
So
Road
they
track.
level hard.
Yeah.
It may make sense.
Maybe Terps, you got it mixed up. American Pie actress Tara Reid and World of Warcraft event The Reed.
That would make sense.
Yeah. Does that make more
I
sense?
I can see 07 best nominee. I'm thinking that's Skyfall. I reckon it's 007 best picture nominee.
Oh, nice. Was it though? Was it the best nominated or wasn't nominated? Was it? No.
I don't know.
No.
I'm just that's
Not
all
here.
I can make out from something that looks like that.
Maybe in the maybe in the BAFTAs.
55 just says hipster. Hipster. That could be it.
That could be
I don't-
anything.
Again, I've got no context, but maybe the point of this is that if you've got no idea about 46, you solve all the others, and then it's presented to you.
Might be.
Yeah.
Odd little thing. Anyway, that showed up, and welcome to the big time. Here's another big time story. Superman star, the upcoming Man of Steel star, Henry Cavill, enjoys Skyrim, but mostly he enjoys World of Warcraft. And here's the best thing. He almost missed the phone call that gave him the job to be the next Superman because he ignored the call because he was in the middle of playing WoW and doing probably a raid, according to the New York Times crossword puzzle.
4 letters across World
right.
of Warcraft event. That's what I'm going to ask people. Do you want a World of Warcraft event with me?
That
guys-
seems
Hey,
inappropriate.
you want to queue up for a
Would you
World
like
of Warcraft event? Let's
Would you
do
like
that.
to WoW event with me?
Well, it seems somehow inappropriate. Somehow, he is once dubbed the unluckiest man in Hollywood after missing out just on blockbusters from James Bond to Harry Potter. He's tried to be in all these things and turned down every time. But Henry Cavill's finally flying high.
Sorry, I'm the unluckiest man in Hollywood then, because I've never been in anything, Scott.
Well, you need to go and do more.
Oh, is that part of it? You also have to try.
You have to actually, you got to try out. What do they call that? You have to audition.
Audition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Audition.
By the way, we have IMDb pages now.
Oh yeah, I noticed that because we're in that Race to World First business.
Really?
Yeah, all three of
Aw,
us.
man. Does that mean I can submit a picture?
Yeah, you could.
I've always wanted to submit a picture.
Yeah.
I think other people should do it though. It's kind of
I
like Wikipedia.
Yeah, I think that is what you want, and you can always tell, like when Steven Seagal writes his own stupid
'cause
bio.
my
That's
ponytail
crazy. It just
is
says self.
My
It doesn't-
ponytail is awesome.
You're like, wait a minute. Wait
like
just a minute.
Paragraphs upon paragraphs of ponytail exposition.
Literally, mine has on here, it says Mark Turpin. My filmography says self,
Yeah.
one title. I'm not an actor.
Right.
I'm self. Race to World First documentary. And then, did you know, under the trivia, nickname, Terpster.
Wow.
So, there you go. That's amazing trivia
Wait,
there.
did you know that
You can
part?
click
Yeah.
on see more, and it's like, yeah, there's not actually anything more.
There's no more
That's
Seymour.
What to see here.
That's it.
But it's kind of cool. Look at that. It says, You know what's funny? We're the only three that didn't get character names from, like people they were playing in the movie. So everybody else got like their gamer tags, like Lollipop and Era Hat and Zoomkins.
That's because we're professionals, Scott.
Is that why?
Us, as professionals to professionally narrate said film and movie.
Look, I'm going to put it out there that our listeners who are devoted and know us better than we know ourselves, why don't you all take to the internet, get on IMDb, however this works, I don't know how they even do it, and submit little bios for us. Get some photos up there. Come on,
I'd love that.
Yeah.
And if any of you are like really good artists, you can just draw us in like MS Paint or something like that.
Yeah.
I was apparently in a movie called The Ultimate Truth in 2004. I totally forgot about that.
What?
Well, don't even search for Scott
Let me
Johnson.
see what I played.
Don't even search.
That?
Don't search for my name.
I can't remember. Oh, I played Tim.
Yeah.
Why are you LXXXI? What does that mean?
I don't. Those are all Roman numerals, I think.
I wasn't sure if you were a large XXX international actor.
I'm not anywhere in this because I am the second one down. But if you look at all those names, all those Scott Johnsons, that's the problem with my whole life. I am Legion. There are too many of me.
Oh, you were in the Hunger Games.
I was in the Hunger Games. I also just was named head coach of the Scottish rugby team. So that's
really?
good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Did you hear about that?
No.
Big deal going on in the UK.
Good.
Anyway.
Well, up in Scotland.
Well, they're part of the United Kingdom. That is.
Well, for how long?
Well, I don't know. Are they feeling randy? What are they going to do?
Yeah, they're trying to get independence at the moment, and we're like, well, you can have it, but you can't have our money, so you have to have the rubbish money that they have in Europe. And they're like, that's no fair.
That's no
like
fair.
That.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All
And,
right.
So we'll see how it goes.
Well, WoW needs voice actors.
I'm going to Scotland in a couple of weeks.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'll be beating up when I get there. Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. All right. That's where groundskeeper Willie is from.
It is.
Trivia.
It is.
A little trivia for you there.
There you go.
Did we lose Dills? We did. I don't know why.
We did. He's having Skype issues.
Oh, that's fantastic. He's getting Skype, he says. We'll call him back.
Skype.
His internet is less than reliable.
Brought to you by Comcast.
Anyway, what was my point? Oh, we never got to the story here. So, Henry Cavill.
Yep.
But this is what it says. He's a huge nut about video games, and he loves comic books and all this kind of stuff, which is great. It makes me real happy. It makes me forgive the fact that he's British and he's playing Superman. I'm tired of our heroes getting...
Oh, I'm sorry that the American hero from another planet isn't played by an American.
Batman is from Wales. He's from Britain. We got a British Spider-Man. What the hell is going on over there?
Well, you know what it is, though. It's how it should be.
Is it how it should be?
Yeah, because what happens there is basically, we've got Batman, English butler.
Yeah.
Makes sense for him to be from the United Kingdoms as well.
Well, that I give you.
That's where they met.
Sure.
And then, Superman, he's an illegal alien. And as such, Henry Cavill didn't have a green card.
Okay.
That's his method acting.
We're lucky we got Kevin Costner in there just to weigh things down a little bit with the American side.
Well, exactly. Well, Russell Crowe played Robin Hood with the world's worst ever... It's not even an English accent. It's not even like... I don't know. It's like someone said, Russell, whatever you do, don't sound American. And he was like, well, I'll sound like nothing then.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't remember
son, husband, wife. It's just like that's he can do like gruff and like grizzled, but you try and get him to do like I'm Robin of Locks. I'm Robin Locks. It's horrible. It was terrible.
I didn't mind that movie as much as everybody seemed to not like it.
Really,
you
didn't mind it.
I didn't mind it.
Fantastic review.
Well, look,
that's going to be on the Blu-ray because that's the best they could find.
I'm a Ridley Scott apologist. I pretty much like everything he does, even if it sucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Did you like Prometheus?
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, we'll see how apologetic.
I'm a little terrified of seeing it because that's all I've heard is bad, terrible things about it. Here's the thing, though. Have you seen his movie Kingdom of Heaven, the director's cut?
I've seen Kingdom of Heaven, but I haven't seen.
Okay, Kingdom of Heaven is terrible theatrically.
The director's cut.
The theatrical cut is awful. Like I will say right up front, that is a bad movie.
What's that? Did he get did he get the work experience guy to cut it? What's the point?
I don't know, but I know he had to cut a ton, and it sucked. And when you see the much longer but much, much, much better director's cut, that is one of the best movies he's ever made. It's such a stark black and white difference between those two films. So I keep hoping that like Robin Hood will get a director's cut, or that Prometheus will have some I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to judge it, but, have some revival because he just decides he's going to go back and do like Blade Runner style and fix it up or something. I don't know. But I love him. Let's stop ripping on him. You know what else he's good at? And he's lost his brother. Can we have a moment of silence for him?
What? No, hang on. You can't just claim immunity from making terrible films because you've had a bereavement. It wasn't like his brother was like doing the bad direction for him.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, go easy on him. He's gone now. Okay, so sorry about that. And then going forward, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, we're getting.
It's okay. I like getting off track. It's fun. Okay. All right. It says this. He enjoys WoW so much. This is back to Zack Snyder's Superman, Henry Cavill. Okay. He enjoys the game so much that he missed director Zack Snyder's call offering him the part. I saw it was him calling. Cavill told this to GQ. But the thing is, you can't save World of Warcraft. You can't pause it. It's live. The game ruled the day. He almost didn't get his call back.
See, what's great is this is GQ talking about it. Now, if this were any other publication, it would be like Superman star Henry Cavill admits addiction to online game nearly cost him role in upcoming movie. They take a different slant on it. Yeah. And what he's saying is like, no, the thing is that, being there for my friends and my buddies and saving the world of Warcraft was more important than, at that point in time, me saving Metropolis or just the world in a fictional...
Well, just answering a phone call, that's all.
Exactly. And I'd be like, Zach, stop phoning me up. What's the deal?
I'll call you back. It's fine. I have your number right here. There's a thing called messaging now. You can leave a message.
I've seen Sucker Punch. It was horrible.
Yeah, that's probably what's the actual reason. Yeah. It's like, Zach, I haven't forgiven you for Sucker Punch still.
Yeah, and why should he?
Yeah, bro.
Look, the problem with Zack Snyder is I've loved everything he's done but that. It's
really?
All good.
That was just a really, I think that was a very ambitious project that just didn't work on any level. So I appreciate what they're trying to do with that, but oh my god.
Yeah, pretty bad. But
they missed left and right.
300's great. I thought Watchmen was awesome.
I really like Watchmen. Yeah,
I thought it was good.
Dr. Manhattan's penis was just perfectly rendered.
It was something else, man.
Wow. It was exceptional use of CG and physics and
motion capture.
It really was. It was one of those real moments in history, cinema history, where just technology really gets gets to that pinnacle when all the tech's in the right place to kind of really. It was a seminal moment.
You say pinnacle and seminal.
Yeah. It was just beautiful.
I met a guy. I was going to say the story for the morning stream on Monday, but I met this guy named Eric Sean. Was his name?
Schlong.
Eric Sean. Like Sean, just like, hey, my name's Sean. His last name is Sean, like Sean Basic. Remember him?
Yeah.
And his first name was Eric. Now just put those two together and just say it in your head. Say Eric Sean quickly.
Eric Sean.
Erection.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You guys are quick.
How does that work then? Did he ever get called names in school?
I don't know. I would have. I'd have given him. I would have applied plenty.
Apparently, Don Glover didn't get called names in school.
Yeah, Dong Lover.
But he said he only realised it later in life.
He said he realised it when he wrote it on his Twitter or something like that, and he was like, "Wait a minute," because he had to put it all together.
The term "dong lover" shouldn't have made me laugh as hard as it just did. I feel like a boy. I feel like a 12-year-old now.
Well, if Eric Sean did get teased a lot as a kid, I'm sure it just made him hard, right?
Yeah.
So he's very.
Yeah,
whatever doesn't kill him makes him harder.
Yeah,
so.
he was a hard kid for sure.
Is he in construction or anything like that? I'd love it. Buildings.
Yes, to wear a little hard hat. Yeah.
He makes fantastic erections all over Utah.
Yeah. Yes. I wouldn't. Yeah. I guess he is in Utah, but I don't know what he does.
His special move is poking you in the eye.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So if you get into a fight with him, watch out for that.
Just poke me in the eye. He said to me, he says, "Hey, I go. Well, I am. I was just meeting him. I said, I'm Scott Johnson. He goes, oh, I'm Eric Sean. And all I could hear was Eric Sean.
Did he try and make fun of you for having a surname of Johnson? That would have been brilliant.
No,
he was like,
he could have.
Johnson as in a member. Yeah, so it's very good.
I get it.
Very good.
That's
and you'd
good.
be like, really? Yeah. Eric Sean is making fun of my name?
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. Tweet stuff. I like the tweets. Sometimes we get some good stuff from Ghostcrawler. Here's a couple of them. These are of interest to WoW players, I believe. Hey, Ghostcrawler says a questioner on Twitter, is there a specific lore reason why flying is disabled in Silver Moon City or Eversong Woods, or just an oversight? He wrote back, making Silvermoon flyable would take longer than it took to make Stormwind flyable. Just wasn't built for that in mind.
Yeah, we've talked
really
about this on the
what
show.
I don't know if I believe it, though. I don't know.
It's on the same server as Outlands. So, in theory, if you could find a place to fall off or fly up, I forget which way it would be, but you'd get to Outlands. And so they would have to literally put it on another... They'd have to rebuild it as part of Azeroth's landmass and put it part of that bit. You know, it's not easy.
Yeah,
I
because
completely
you actually go through a portal to get to it, too, from regular old Azeroth. So, it's on a separate area. And also... They didn't build, so they'd have to redo like they did with Stormwind, all that stuff, for a town nobody goes to.
Yeah.
So if I'm Blizzard, I'm saying I'm not putting resources on this. That's just silly.
Unless they make Lothamar the new Horde leader.
Ooh.
And that way they can be like, the reason we've done this is because we really needed to make Silvermoon flyable.
Yeah.
But I can't see that happening either. So,
by the way, if he becomes leader of the Horde and it's not, what's his name?
Well, do you know what would happen, though?
Vol'jin.
We would never forget the Sunwell.
No, we would. We'd always be reminded anyway.
I would never forget it.
No. But here's what I like about the idea. I don't think they're going to do it because I just think he's just not the guy you pick. But if they did, he has a business quality to the way he deals with things. There's a very sort of, welcome, I'm glad you've come to assist us in this needy blah, blah, blah. Like he is very... to the point, emotions don't seem to rule his day. Despite his addiction to mana, it's not a problem. He's been able to control it. He's got it kind of he's focused with it. He's
like a high-flying executive who has a coke problem.
Yes!
It's okay. He can handle it. He's got enough money. He can get the good stuff. Let's not focus on that. Let's deal with the task at hand. How are we going to reduce this deficit and put this company in the plus?
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
See,
That's what it makes sense.
You've just made it all make sense to me. All right, so don't expect it. I think Dill's reason is the biggest reason, which is no one goes there. And so unless you're going to repurpose that place to make it much more like a place to go, then why the hell
There's a reason
to go there sometimes.
Well, but the only reason that we ever go there is for craft fairs, and we go there specifically because nobody else is there.
Yeah.
Like, that is the place to go because, okay, I can... I actually do have a couple characters parked there just because it's a really easy place to just kind of manage your auction house stuff and things like that.
Well, yeah, and like you said, for guys like us, where we come from this guild that annoys everyone else whenever we do anything as a group, it's best to do it in a place where we can't really annoy anyone. There's always one or two goobers in there just trying to get around.
Well, there's some brand new characters in there, some level 10 blood elves, but that's pretty much it.
Yep.
So
all right. So there's that. I got another one that says, any news on the heirloom BOA shields in 5.3? The answer came back, no known issues with them at the moment. Looks positive for 5.3. So if you want your bind on account shields, your heirloom shields, you're going to have them in 5.3. That's good news for people. We actually had emails about that, which is funny.
I just love the Magic 8 Ball style answers, though. No known issues with them at the moment. Looks positive for 5.3. You can understand that Greg can't actually say, it's going to be 5.3. Because obviously things happen. It might not be.
Sure.
And, whereas if I was saying to you, Scott, I will be there Wednesday. And then Wednesday rolls around and like, Scott, actually, something's come up. I'm a little bit ill. All this other stuff. You'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But if I did that to World of Warcraft fans, they'd be like, what? And so I'd say, like, it looks good for Wednesday. At the moment, everything is really going well.
Yeah.
Plans indicate that I should be there on Wednesday.
Right.
I will confirm it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's just
it's all like you've met with council, you've come up with a message, you're on message.
Exactly.
Totally.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
I like that. You know what? I just want to just to say again, and I've said this a few times, and there are people who really disagree with me on this point. But I don't think
I disagree.
Blizzard has been more transparent and more community connected than ever in their history than they are right now. I feel like right now, despite the fact that, they're doing what you just said, which is Ghostcrawler's having to be not vague, but he's having to, have all these caveats about no problems that we're aware of, instead of just saying, yeah, it'll be here in 5.3. Even though that's all in effect, they talk to us more. The Twitter's given them a chance to do a lot more direct interaction with people. But I just feel like they're in the forums more. They're talking more. There's more stuff happening in chats. There's more stuff just kind of generally where they're more like people and less like this weird, pinnacle of untouchables on some high hill somewhere. I think it's all to their benefit. and I think that, like, for example, the Diablo mess would have been probably less of a mess had they been as open, that particular team, that open and that regular with conversation with people, like they're doing now with WoW and with other stuff. Anyway, I just think it's good. And a lot of people disagree with me. They think they're picking and choosing. They're cherry picking answers. They think that they're being falsely open, and I just don't agree. I think they're being very open right now. All right, moving on. Challenge mode was the biggest waste of resources. Unpopular, unappealing, not worth it. Scrap it, says a Twitter person. It's not like them to be so rude and curt, is it?
No one's ever rude on Twitter.
Yeah. The
Challenge mode.
Answer came back, says, disagree. It's more popular than expected, and I personally find it a ton of fun. It's cool to use all your abilities for a change. So that's interesting. Because my impression of challenge mode is about the same as my impression of the Brawlers Guild. I don't feel like there's a lot going on with it.
Well, have you done either thing?
I haven't done it, and I'm not saying that I realize that because I haven't done either thing. You know, obviously it's not in my game stuff, but it's not hard for me to look at other popular things.
You must have been given an invite, though.
Oh, yeah.
It must have been sent, yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't do it?
I didn't do it. And it's not because it's the same reason I don't do a lot of things, but because I don't do, I don't know, like, let's say, I hate professions, so let's say I don't do professions. Well, it doesn't mean I believe professions aren't going well. I know that they still are without me, so I don't think I'm coming to this from too biased a position. I'm just saying it isn't a constant topic of conversation. Nobody's sitting around going, dude, Brawlers Guild today, I can't wait. So it's not a thing where people are freaking out about it. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that no one's using it. I just wonder if it's that big a deal.
Well, but I think first of all, challenge mode is great because if you're talking about pro gaming, you have another thing that they can do besides just arena.
Right.
Because right now, if you go and you watch pro gaming in World of Warcraft, arena is the only thing that they're doing.
Right.
Now you can have challenge mode, and so you can actually see people do PvE in a competitive setting. So I think just right then and there, it's worth keeping for Blizzard. Yeah. You know, like you don't even need to have the regular general population of people who just, run their stuff, do their raids, do the normal thing, the normal progression of WoW, to do this at all for it to still be worth it for Blizzard because of the fact that suddenly there's something else that they can do that's measurable.
Right.
So right then and there, done, okay. But also, there's a lot of people doing this because the rewards are pretty cool, and it's a lot of fun to kind of see where you're at just skill-wise and play a small, play with just 4 other people rather than having to go out and find 24 other people, but play something that's really challenging. And so to me, there you go. Like that's another reason to keep it because there are people who are going to love that. And why pull something out of the game that some people are going to love? I don't see any reason to do that.
I don't either, and his tone sucks, obviously. Challenge mode was the biggest waste of resources. I'll bet Blizzard has an exact idea of what their biggest waste of resources has been, and it probably is not this.
No, and also, are we not getting a lot of other stuff because challenge mode is there? I feel like we're getting so much stuff constantly. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah.
So if they're wasting resources on this, they have tons of resources.
And the fact is that people are playing it. This guy isn't, but other people are.
Yeah.
Equally, like Brawlers Guild, you can pick up a Brawlers Guild invite for like 1,000 gold on the black market. It never goes for more than that anywhere, I don't think. So, like, you can do these things really easily, and I think people should. I think it's a fun little distraction. But ultimately, I think Myst was really the king of bringing in whatever game you wanted to play. Right. And it gave us that where previously we didn't really have that option. Before it was like, this patch we've introduced this game to play. Whereas Myst is more like, this patch we've introduced these games to play. And everyone's got their different game they can play within World of Warcraft, and I think it's great.
Yep. And it's no skin off their nose, really. I mean, these challenge modes are done, so it's not like...
Yeah. I'm surprised that someone's asking for something to be taken out of the game. I don't...
That is a weird
not necessarily that he's asking for it to be taken out. He's just saying, like, oh, this was a waste of time.
Well, when you call that, it's just a veiled way of saying, I don't like it, therefore... take it. Yeah. It's a narcissistic position to take.
Yeah, but in a game that never forces you to do anything you don't want to do,
right.
I mean, sure, there are things that, if I want this mount, so that means I have to do this. Well, but you don't have to have the mount. So if you didn't
I have to
mount, yeah, well, there you go. But I mean, if you didn't, but you want the mount, so now you got to do this to get it. Like, but you are not forced. My life doesn't suffer because Well, maybe it does a little bit.
A little bit, just a little bit.
Suffer because I don't have, but but no, but you know what I'm saying. Like, you're not really forced down any path in this game. You can pick and choose the one that works for you, and just do that and be happy. And if you don't like that other thing, don't do it.
Yeah, take that, everybody. All right, Dills, did you write in here?
Yeah, I wrote this.
Tell me what's up. What's on your mind here?
Because I was just kind of doing my normal reading of different sites and stuff, and a couple of ideas came across that I thought were kind of interesting. One was, I think, another tweet where somebody suggested that they put in a straight-up deathmatch BG.
Oh yeah, this has been all the talk the last day or so. So I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah,
because I personally think it would be quite fun to just do a straight-up deathmatch Battleground. I don't think it would be fun all the time. I think it might get a little old from time to time, but I don't know. I mean, there's nothing like that where it's all about just killing, so you can't.
Well, it is interesting, isn't it? Because other games, let's say Call of Duty or geez, even go back to Quake and Unreal and, shooters in general, these games have always started with deathmatch and team deathmatch, and then they add something on. Oh, now we got to capture the flag, and now we have assault the base, and now we have this other domination type objective. Tug of war, sure. You have all these different things, and what usually happens, if you look at the actual server numbers, is mostly people are playing deathmatch and team deathmatch because at their core they are very simple to get into, but very competitive.
Or you play
fun.
HQ because you want to pick up XP really quickly.
Well, that's true.
That's the only way I play COD now.
I know. That's all it's worth doing in there.
HQ enabled. HQ destroyed. That's all it is. I don't know. It's just everything.
Find the what is it? The old one used to be real repetitive in what it said. Get the documents or something. The documents have been taken. Get the new documents. It's like, all right, great. Anyway,
intelligence stolen.
That's it. Intelligence.
That's all it is, and it'd just be like, yeah. I don't know. I think.
But you know what I'm saying? Like they have these different modes. Like even TF2 does this. They keep introducing these new modes, and they're fun for a bit for me. But I almost always go back to playing.
But then, like a man versus machine sort of thing. I mean, TF2 they introduced, a horde mode wave style game, and like WoW doesn't have one of those in a sort of competitive group setting. It's got like quests and things like that do that style of gameplay.
Sure.
But there isn't really a battleground type event where you can queue up as a team and repel multiple waves and then earn currency, which you then spend on gearing up your defenses or your characters. And I think those sort of things. There's so much more life left in World of Warcraft and the competitive scene. It's just going to be beautiful.
Well, I'm convinced that Blizzard is actually in love with Horde mode anything because every one of their games has some significant part of that. So StarCraft's got tons of that in it. The latest expansion has a bunch of those sort of hold these guys off until we do this thing. And it's in Diablo multiple times when you're trying to help those guys bring those catapults up in that one mission. It's a Horde mode. So more of that and WoW would be interesting. But I'm all about this idea of just straight up I want to kill dudes.
Yeah, just give us an area with lots of things to hide behind and things to run around and stuff like that. Maybe some different levels I can jump up and down and things. Just some kind of simple something with a bunch of interesting objects to utilize in combat, and just let us go. And maybe don't make it so once I die I'm out. Just do something where it's like race to 100 kills, that type of thing.
But this is how a lot of people already. Okay, I'll just straight up and admit it. This is how I play Battlegrounds now. When I play, as limited as it is,
you just go to fight. Right?
I just want to kill guys. I'm really not paying that much attention to.
Have a team thing, or do you want to have everyone v everyone?
No, I want team v team. I want like team deathmatch. Yeah, Horde versus Alliance.
Because we already have everyone versus everyone, right? I mean, you can go to well, nobody uses it, but you can go to
arenas.
Gurabashi, yeah.
But equally, like I think the big thing is that the time it takes to kill a character in World of Warcraft is slower than a lot of deathmatch-based games.
Oh yeah.
Like in Duty, if I see someone, the idea is exactly I've killed them. More likely they've killed me in like 3 seconds. And it kind of feels like WoW, you've got a lot longer time to death ratio because of the nature of the game. It's not as twitchy a game, and I don't know how well team deathmatch things would work if that was the only point of just endlessly kind of going against the enemy, because it kind of feels like you need to do it more coordinated and more as a group. I don't know. I kind of feel like
but you've been in an Alterac Valley where both like we end up with like a 30 on 30 on a road battle, and they're just epic. Like where there's just tons of people on both sides, and it's just nonstop. You've got all the ranged and the healers in the back, and all the the warriors and the death knights and everybody out front, and it's one of the funnest things I've been a part of is these just massive battles, just straight up killing each other because we're just trying to basically gain territory on the other.
But then what would be cool then is if they introduced like collision in a battleground, and you had like a narrow sort of 300 style trench, like Battle of Thermopylae style, so you could hold ground, and in order to get to it, you had to go through the other team. I think that those sort of things could be really fun and encourage a deathmatch style play.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it kind of fits for WoW. I don't know if.
I think the funny thing is this is what some of the World of Warcraft devs are saying is like, well, we don't know if it fits, But to me, I just think, I've been a part of Warsong Gulch matches where no one's doing anything but killing each other. It's actually pretty damn fun. So I don't know if it doesn't fit. I think it does. We just haven't even really tried it.
You got to figure out the fit.
Yeah, you got to figure out what does fit. And the thing is, those Warsong Gulches are just basically 20-minute timed death matches where nobody wins at the end.
Yeah.
And like that, I've been in a ton of those because most people just don't care. And then there's like two guys like screaming and yelling and getting really mad at their team because they're not playing the actual battleground they're in. But nobody else cares. They're there just for the killing.
And you tie a specific reward of currency or something. Every kill adds to your pot. I mean, you get that now with points.
Yeah, you already get the honor, so it's all you're doing is just instead
of tweak that up,
some actual thing to do.
Right.
Grab the flag, take it here. What you're doing is just like Alterac Valley. Okay, there's a somewhat that's already in there because every time I kill somebody, you lose a resource, right?
Right.
But the fact is that you've also got these other things to do that lose a lot more resources. So you just take those other things out, and all it is they start with a score of 50. I start with a score of 50. Whoever kills 50 first, bang, you win. So it's just straight up trying to kill the other team before they
if you're like top scorer, maybe you get some level of bonus.
I think it'd be super fun.
Yeah, I'm into it. I think that would be cool. Dill's not wrong about fit, but I think Blizzard
I
can figure it out.
Yeah. But I just think that I would like it. So
I know I would. Yeah.
Let's make it. Let's do it.
All right.
Again, if this was Neverwinter, we could do it for Blizz, and then we'd be like, yeah, that really didn't work. Or we'd be like, oh my god, there's something there.
Yeah.
Give it a go. And then immediately all Blizzard has to do is just pick the best ones, put them in the game. Tweak them.
Yeah. All right, so my other thing I wanted to ask you guys what you thought about. Now, Terpster, I know you didn't play Tor at all, but there was an interesting little article on, I think it was
I played the beginning bit of it, and then I was like, this sucks.
I'm sure you didn't get to this. So Tor introduced this thing called Legacies at a certain point, which basically meant you could tie all your characters together. And you could say, oh, they're all part of the same family, or this guy is a rival, or whatever. However you chose fit, to
all right.
It was like the Skywalker thing. Everyone's a Skywalker in your group, and you're
So you get a last name, and then you'd say this guy is the father, and this guy is this girl is the mother, and this is what whatever.
Does it get revealed only after you kiss them? It's like, you kissed your mom. Like that. Or is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's very Star Wars related.
Nice.
But the cool thing about it is it gives you extra things, like extra bonuses based on what you've done as a legacy. So once you've created your legacy, then there's like legacy achievements. So kiss
everyone in your family.
We've done this. Yeah, kiss everyone in your family. Find out later they're your sister. Get 5% bonus XP on your next character.
Like you do.
But, there's little things they can add based on this. And would that work in WoW? I mean, that to me seemed like one of the coolest features of Tor. Would something like that work in WoW?
Yeah, I think so. I always used to pretend that my orc shaman was raised by gnomes because he was an engineer, and it was only later in life he discovered he wasn't a gnome when he was kind of finally noticed he was much taller and greener than everyone else.
Wow, that's more thought out than I would have expected.
Gnomes, maybe. He might not have been as green as them, but ultimately
like
he was
still
still
feral of gnomes.
But
basically, it was basically elf.
But this is what you're talking about is more of a lore thing. Like, hey, I've got all this backstory, which I have a little bit of that for Gerp and Henry as well. But for me, it's more about how does this benefit? I mean, heirloom could roll into it. There are things in the game already, systems that already would kind of support it. But I would want them to do something beyond what Tor did with it.
Absolutely. I think that Tor just kind of scratched the surface. And I haven't played it in long enough to know if they've really improved the system, because I know there's been a lot of patches since then.
I think I'd like to be more so like descended from heroes of past or something like that, and find out like Khadgar was my mage's uncle, and actually like once I discover my lineage, I actually now have a new passive abilities opened up to me, and maybe they could open up like a new profession like ancestry.com, and you track who it was. It's like, oh my god, my dwarf is descended from the Bronzebeards.
Brilliant.
You know, I have plus ginger beard.
Yeah.
You know, I now have 6 new ginger beards to choose from. I don't know. You know, they can make it cosmetic, they can make it functional, but kind of Path of Titans, but you know, in lore.
Oh, Path of the Titans. Remember that was a thing.
Yeah,
that
would have been.
It's gonna come back. It's got to come back.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I think there's a different way to implement it here, but I think it would be cool because one thing that's tough that Star Wars just kind of glossed over was the fact that somehow the child of 2 completely separate races is this other race, this third race, Yeah. And if that was in World of Warcraft, it'd be like, so an orc and a troll got together and made, a
goblin, a little baby goblin.
You're like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But so there's some. I think they should implement it maybe the way you're talking about, Terpster, where. Like, let's say I roll a dwarf hunter, right? Then I can say, oh, I'm of the Bronzebeard family, and I have, like, maybe a couple of picks within the dwarf lineage.
Exactly.
And whatever I pick kind of helps me out in my role. And
archaeology has like loads of characters in the history. There's so much lore about, and equally it could actually introduce what we haven't really had for ages in WoW, which was a choice, an actual choice that makes a difference that you can't then go back and change. Yeah. If you then elect, no, I've discovered that my ancestry means that I am Uther's third cousin, and that means that I now have, plus holy damage, or maybe if I'm not even a paladin, maybe I'm just, maybe it's open.
Maybe you're like a warrior, and then suddenly you have a little
like a healing tree.
In you. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, something, I don't know. I just think those little things would be really fun, That could be really cool. I like that. I like that as an idea.
I like choices. I think we all do.
Choice
I think that's the thing, and it's tricky though, because the issue is every time you introduce a choice, you introduce the issue of balance, and then when you balance stuff, you often remove the choice. It's like, do you like red or blue? They both taste the same, but they look different. It's not really the same.
Yeah.
Kind of like, do you want strawberry or blueberry? And you're like, oh wow, actually, I don't know. I really like strawberry. I quite fancy blueberry. I don't know. This is a really hard choice for me right now.
Blueberry. 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 I like the way you say blueberry.
Yeah.
All right. Town crier.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Why, it's the town crier.
It's the town crier. His voice is way lower than that now. Let's tell you who it's brought to you by. DoghouseSystems.com. DoghouseSystems.com. If you're watching the system, or if you're watching the stream, you're watching it stream from my brand new DHS over there. Love my new doghouse, running everything beautifully. I've yet to have anything where I can't run it on maximum everything, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It is my favorite gaming device in the house. You should get one too. They're giving a free T-shirt, by the way, away with every order.
Instance ones?
I think so.
I got an Instance T-shirt with my doghouse.
Oh, fantastic!
I was like, sweet, I'm on this.
Yeah, you are totally on that.
Good.
Yeah, it's every machine ships with one. I want to say it's that, but I'll verify that. But yeah, you can find it on the site as well. It's Doghouse Systems.
A T-shirt of sorts.
Yeah,
it might just be a generic black one.
Could be
racist
Instance
on it.
You can still get double the memory. Don't get double the memory. It's Henry at checkout. Henry for double the memory, double the RAM on your.
Not Henry.
Not Henry.
It's Henry.
Henry.
Not memory. Memory.
Zaharim. Zagarum. Zareem. That's it. You got it. DoghouseSystems.com for more. Do check it out. All right, we got your calls and your emails. Let's start with calls, and we got a bunch. We're going to rip through them pretty quick here. Remember, you can call us at 801-471-0462. That's 801-471-0462, and leave us a voicemail. We'll gladly play it on the show. Keep them short. We like them that way. You can also email us at theinstance@gmail.com. Your attachments in MP3 are welcome as well. Here are your calls. Let's start with a 20-man cross-content idea.
Hi, Scott Surf Circuit Hills. This is Dan from Thrall Alliance. Anyway, I want to propose an idea for future content, but just to see what you guys thought of it. I was thinking like 20-man raids, but it'd be like 2 10-man teams from each faction, you know? and have them, have like a main objective, but different sub-objectives within that. Like, the Alliance would have to fight a boss while the Horde's deep side defends them from incoming trash mobs and such. Let me know what you think. Peace out.
All right, so speaking of ideas for new content, 10-man. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the original idea, before it actually got implemented and launched, but the original ship battle idea in Icecrown, didn't it... I swear when they were at least talking conceptually about it, they were saying you're going to have 10 to 25 of the opposing faction on the other boat fighting you in real time, and that
and then they would start battling each other.
And instead of NPCs, instead of AI.
Yeah, but you can't chuck that into the middle of a PvE instance suddenly.
Well, you can, but you can't. You're right.
Unless you're fighting like ghosts of other teams that have already done it.
Sure.
They have to be in at the exact same time. Like suddenly you'd get to a boss and you'd have to queue or something. It's just wouldn't.
I can see why they didn't do it, and I agree with you.
I designed an instance back in the day, and it's a beautiful instance. I made a book of it. It's great. I sent it to Blizzard. They said, not interested. And basically, it was
Did you really do this, by the way? You sent this to them.
I did it. I got it bound in a leather-bound book. They loved it, actually.
That's awesome.
It's great.
Jeez.
But then they said, you're British, so no. Basically, in it, I had I figured that you could have a Horde versus Alliance or Alliance versus Alliance. Just two factions basically racing towards the middle of a dungeon, and so you would fight different encounters and rooms and whatever, and you'd go up against the same things and meet in the middle, and whoever got there first would fight the boss, and whoever got there second would then take on, in this thing, it was like Goblin Shredder vehicles, and the idea was that you could kind of troll the other team and try and beat them, and then obviously if you cause them to wipe, you get a chance to run in and take on the boss, but then equally by the time they've res, they're then doing the same thing as you, and it kind of tried to introduce the two different things together, and I think it could have worked.
That sounds all right. That sounds all right.
I like it a lot. I think that would be cool if you were going side by side, so you could look to your right and see them. I'm trying to find where it was. If you went to, I'll find you a link. Actually, I'll send you guys a link to it. Oh, I'd love to see this. Yeah.
It was on Terps Division. I'll give it. We'll put it in the show notes. I mean, you can see the PDF. I'll link you guys. When was this? This is in 2009. Oh my god, this is scary.
It's not that long ago.
But yeah, basically, it was long enough. And the idea was basically, in fact, this was fighting Deathwing before Deathwing was back. I did Deathwing before he was cool.
Right. Of course you did.
He was made of metal. He was a metallic
hipster bastard.
He was making one. Anyway, so the idea would be, I think, anyway, I love the idea of doing something where, and then along the way I had if you won, your team would get a buff and the other team would get a debuff as well.
Right.
And sort of trading and having a bit of a tug of war race along the way. I think there could be kind of lots of fun things around introducing competitive PvE together. And I think those sort of things I would love to see more of.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of competing rather than helping. Like, I think the Caller's idea was more so, the Alliance people are fighting the boss while the Horde people are keeping the ads away or something. I like the idea of competing. I don't know if we're at a place right now in the story where helping each other makes any sense at all. So,
right.
I think let's fight each other. Let's just keep fighting each other. I don't want to be friends with the Alliance ever.
I don't either. Let's talk to. Actually, this isn't really a question, but it's a indicator of what this is going to do for certain people about the new boost to XP in Pandaria.
Hey, Scott, Dills, and Terpster. I was listening to you discussing the leveling buff for 85 to 90, the reduction in XP required coming up in patch 5.3. I've got 5 level 90s, a level 86, and 2 level 85s. I like leveling alts for a few reasons. My personal schedule doesn't let me do any raiding other than LFR, so I can't really commit to a raid team. I also enjoy leveling professions and have a character with every profession max level with the exception of blacksmithing. Given my alcoholism and desire to get a max level blacksmith, I'm looking forward to the XP buff in 5.3 so I can start a Death Knight, speed level them to 90, and max level blacksmithing. This is really going to save me a lot of time, and I think it's going to be a really good change.
So maybe Blizzard has data that suggests there are a bunch of dudes like him that just...
I think there are.
Yeah. Just want to work on their alts,
Well, towards the end of Kata, I knew several people who had 10 85s.
Yeah.
Several people. Every single character on their roster on that server was an 85. And there's a lot of people who play this way. And I think it's a significant enough number that Blizzard goes, we need to cater to this number. Because these are guys who are never going to leave.
Yep.
They put that much time in, they're never going to leave. Reward that with a little help.
Yeah, make them happy. Let's move on to, what about level 100?
Hi, Scott, Dills, and Terpster. I'm a level 90 Night Elf Priest, Narakatul, on the Kill Jaden realm. Longtime listener to the podcast, which my on-friends friends continuously make fun of me about. When we play together and I ignore them, they keep saying, well, I'm going to make a podcast and then you'll listen to me. Anyway, I wanted your feedback regarding the following idea. What if the next WoW expansion allowed us to level up to 100? Going back to the 10-level expansions we used to enjoy.
Well, I think we've talked on the show about why they do 5 now, and I think they're not. I don't see any reason why they go back to 10 unless there's some really compelling reason. I mean, well, I don't know. I'm of two minds of this because I was kind of felt like when they went to 5 with Cataclysm, they could have done 10. Because they still padded it out to be however long it takes to level.
It's the same time. It's just a different number.
No, it easily could have been 10. It's not a number that ultimately matters.
I think it does, though. I think the thing is because you unlock abilities as you level.
Exactly.
I always hate it when I ding and don't get something new. And it's just like, hey, 86. Well done. It's just like that. That doesn't. That's
you just
not
got
a good
2
level.
stamina and 1 agility.
Exactly.
And,
Your well done sounded more like a question than a statement. Even.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Well done?
Well done.
It's just like and that's why if you had like 10 levels and 1 to 10 was the same as 1 to 90, you kind of feel like each level would be a big deal. And there is a sweet spot because you want to have enough levels that you get those kicks, but without having too many that you end up with like a billion abilities that you never use. So I don't know. It's tricky as well because we used to unlock ranks as well when we leveled.
And then you had to go to the trainer and you'd see I got 3 or 4 new things that I
got rank 7 heroic strike I can go unlock. And that's all automated now. It doesn't. You don't get the same feel every time.
But it still is there. I mean, you get the little golden shower. Sorry.
Whoa.
And then you get a whole bunch of scrolling text. You get a bunch of scrolling text telling you all the cool things that you just got.
Yeah.
And a bunch of that is a higher level of whatever, right? So
right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
you guys don't see it as a little golden shower.
No.
All right.
I haven't really.
What is it then?
I don't know.
The bigger golden shower is Diablo's really got that going on. Holy crap! Yeah, it knocks people back if you're fighting dudes. It does. It throws them all across the room.
Have you been eating asparagus? That really knocked me back.
Gross. Yeah. All right, moving on to... I just thought this was funny, so I'm going to play it. Here you go.
Scotty J, how's it hanging? Turpin T, steady swinging. Willie Dills, you're named after a pickle.
There you go, dude. His intro was the best. I don't remember what the rest of the call was, but... that was pretty good.
It can't be better than that. It had to be all downhill from there.
So. To the point where we're like, we're just going to play that.
Yep, that's it. So thanks for that, man. Appreciate it. Real quick, a taste of... So Andrew Allen, friend of the program, has been working with Brian Ibbett on producing a new album. They did that Smooth Federation Star Trek Jazz tribute last year.
Jobby.
Yeah, so this year it's video games, and he's got like a real band, and they're doing real recordings in Nashville, Tennessee. He's got... The bassist for Robert Plant's band currently, Robert Plant being from my brain just went dead, from Led Zeppelin back in the day. Anyway, here is a taste of the Lament of the Highborn that he was working on, a version of that for the album. So there is some WoW music in there, and he just did a little taste of it. Check it out. Oh yeah. It's all like in this like lounge lizard kind of jazz business, and it's great. His new his Mario track is awesome. There's all kinds of stuff coming out with that, and I'll make sure to share that with you guys when it comes out. So there you go, a little WoW love from Andrew Allen. All right, quick emails.
Nice.
Got one here. It says, "Hey Scott, Are you really out of Nerdtacular tickets, Sean? I wonder if his first name's Eric. No, I wanted to give an update. For people who are still interested in Nerdtacular, we were out of tickets, but we have had all kinds of late game demand. Suddenly everybody's like, oh, I waited too long. I really want to go. I've come last 4 years.
Are you like Blizzard? Have you just like realized like with the Sparkle Pone, you're like, oh, actually, we can just make more?
Yeah, kind of. Except I do have limited space, but we've decided to crack open some additional space in the main hall and some other things. So we've made room for a bunch of new tickets. They'll go on sale or be available through the same links that are up there now on Monday morning. So I wanted to give the Instance crowd a heads up if you were still planning on coming and were worried that tickets were going to be gone. There will be more. I can't tell you how many or how long that will last because I actually don't know. But I wanted to make sure people were aware of it. Nerdtacular.com. Go get a ticket. It's cheap. It's like $45 for 2 full days. You get to see us. All three of us, and do all kinds of cool stuff with all kinds of people.
Well, I charge $10 every time you see me, though, so
yeah,
it's gonna get pricey.
You get that signing thing you do, and
I just exchange goods and/or services.
All right.
HJ.
By the way, though, with the AIE weight loss challenge, we had a lot more room than we did last year. Probably
3,000 pounds have been lost.
It's crazy. Yeah,
how many? People,
very amazing.
How many average people is that? That's got to be like
that opened up 10 more tickets right there.
That's what we need to do.
Yeah, no, more than 10. That would be 10 300-pound people. Sorry, that opened up 15?
Yeah.
20?
Yeah. Well, depends on what you know about average. If we're talking average people that live in the UK, it's like 3 people. Just kidding.
What?
Just
that is potentially offensive.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Penitentiarily. Yeah. All right, moving on. Let's get
Good
to...
thing he said it in English, and never mind.
That's right.
The drop of the week.
Drop of the week this week. Check it out. Fifth Element Avengers. This is too good to miss. It's a YouTube video. It showed up on all of the blogs. They all carried it. It's awesome. Terpster, what is this Terpster dungeon thing? What is this? Oh, is this your thing?
That's my thing. That's my thing.
Oh, hold on.
It's amazing.
Check it out.
Terpster clearly put a lot of time and effort into this.
I've
2009 when I had time and effort.
Yeah.
No, I've seen this. You've showed this to me once. It's really good.
It is, isn't it? We should make it. If it was Neverwinter, we could.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Blizzard just hire you outright for this? Look at this thing.
Nah, that's the problem. The thing is they then asked me my views on like ethnic minorities and
women's
like
issues,
same-sex marriage, women, all of that. And apparently, I just wasn't on message.
Right.
So
gun control.
It went wrong. Yeah.
Totally understand. Really. Wow, look at all your info on the back here.
Yeah, that's cool. I've moved since then, so that.
They also realized the sexual harassment lawsuits alone would.
Well, exactly. I mean, I'm quite the litigious guy. Anyone who would make any move on me, I'd be like, that's harassment.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was. That's where I was going.
Can I read the about me part? Can I just read that?
Probably yes.
Okay. A creative, passionate game designer with a love for Blizzard products and who takes an open-minded approach toward project goals.
Oh, look at that.
Very professional, very professional.
That is. This was back when I was trying to get a job everywhere.
I know.
Yeah.
This is really impressive.
Under skills, highly skilled.
Highly skilled.
Able to work with a multitude of projects and genres, from local companies such as landscape designers and computer technicians to professional wrestlers such as Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio for the WWE.
That's what I've done websites for. These are some of this is like inside the actor's studio right now. Only it's not an actor's studio. It's my studio.
I want to see your Rob Van Dam website.
I do too. Yeah? That's awesome.
In fact, Way Back When would have it.
Okay. Yeah, probably the Wayback Machine probably has it.
Yeah, how'd you do that? Yes, Wayback Machine. That's what it's called.
All right, while you're looking that up, I'm going to tell you about Fifth Element Avengers. This is really too good to miss. It's awesome. It's a machinima. I love a good machinima. This is just a taste of it auditorially. Check it out. Here we go. Oh, storm winds of flame, and there's a giant robot in the city. I'll just describe this as it goes. Oh, he's going to burn. He just blew up a building. Oh, it's awesome. It's basically the Avengers cartoon, but done in WoW Machinima, and it's awesome. So
loves it.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, you need to see it. It's real good. So we'll put that in the show notes. Paul, you hear that? Paul? Intern Paul? Can you hear me from the closet? You need to put that on the site. All right.
Is he in the club? What?
No, he's not really. I don't know. He lives back east. He'll be at Nerdtacular, though. He's going to run around.
Say, he's got a kid.
He'll be at BlizzCon, too. And those asking if we're going to do a live BlizzCon taping, we probably will. We don't know where yet or what. Probably in the AIE room, but we won't.
Or how. But we will.
We will. So we'll see you guys then. All right. Quick contest. Taverns of Azeroth, the CD, music collection, David Arkenstone, and the music of Blizzard. Doing all those tavern songs around Azeroth. It's a pretty cool, kind of hard to get physical copy of the CD. You can get it digitally in different places, but these are a little bit rare. And I have one, and I don't have anybody cool at Blizzard signing it, but I signed one. It was supposed to be for another giveaway, and I totally forgot about it. So it's signed by me for whatever that's worth. And we'll ship with some stickers and some other secret swag, a little loot there that you won't know until you crack it open. I'm going to do that for a contest this week, and all you got to do is this. Leave a comment in the show notes for this episode. All right, that's on the site. You just leave a comment. Make sure the email address you use for your little temporary login is an actual one so I can contact you and award your winner. Your what? Award you the winning thing if you're the winner. That's what I meant. Mm-hmm. So please go do that. That's at theinstance.net. It's the Taverns of Azeroth CD, 100% free with some extra stuff. All you got to do is leave a comment there, and we'll ship it anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the States. It can be anywhere in the world. And we'll ship it out to you. So start the contest now, and then next week we'll award it on the show. So watch for that. All right.
Now.
Quick iTunes shout-outs. I already have the U.S. one up because I am forward-thinking that way. So here it is.
I don't have anything.
Bry Guys 171 says, best podcast ever. Mistress of Pez says, Terpster's accent. When
Hello.
When Terpster said cast Duratan...
Yeah. Cast Duratan.
Sorry, cast duration.
Cast.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I have nothing against any of the creeds or castes in Duratar.
Of course not.
So I'd like Scott to apologize for that.
She says it sounds like you said castration. I was confused for a moment. Anyway,
duration. Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Praise comes to us from Wakes111. Best podcast ever, says Jamie Hardison. And then finally, I'll give one to Pew Shrink. He says, I currently have WoW. He says, I have 5 separate WoW subscriptions, and this is by far the best podcast out there. I must have. And that was very nice of him to say. Thank you all for your 5-star reviews. Mucho appreciate it. Pool Shark.
Yeah, that's his name. It's not Pule Shrick. It's Pool Shark.
Oh. Do you know this person?
No.
Oh. I mean, I assume now that you play pool, you know everyone who plays pool. Isn't that how it works?
That's how it works, yeah.
All right.
But by the way, I got actually kind of a lot of interest for the pool tournament at Nerdtacular. So really, it'll be quite fun.
That's going to be awesome. We got the space for it. Let's do it. Okay. Man, I'm excited for that. July is going to be amazing. I'm so excited to see you guys. I can't wait to see everybody. Mainly, I can't wait to see the fans. You guys are always great. We'll be there. We'll be parts of panels and all sorts of stuff. 2 full days, man. Board gaming, hanging out, great food, restaurants everywhere, bars for the drinking inclined.
Hello.
I know, right there, right? There's a zip line for the idiots among us who really like crazy stuff.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, zip line. There's a tram that goes up to the highest peak in the valley there. There's just all kind. It's an awesome place. You guys are going to die.
I want to zip line.
Yeah, zip lines, please. Can we zip line while on July 4th? Can we zip line while fireworks are going on around and
I don't know. I could maybe aim a bottle rocket at you or something.
Okay, I'll take that.
Although,
sure.
Actually,
could I hold a sparkler while on a zip line?
On the zip line?
I'm like freedomizing the air around me.
Yes, the answer is yes. If we can arrange that and they allow it up there. I don't know what our fire deal is up there. I got to find out.
It's in the mountains.
Well, it depends on the day. It depends on the year. If it's a dry year, they sometimes don't let you.
Like I have diplomatic immunity, I can do whatever I want.
And the funny thing is, on the 4th and the 24th, in this state of mine, we have 2 major. We have the national holiday, then we have the state when the state became a state holiday on the 24th, and that's just as big and just as many fireworks. Yet we have some of the most strictest, like what kind of fireworks you can buy laws in the country. It's ridiculous.
What kind of fireworks can you buy?
It depends on the year, but usually you can't. So bottle rockets, firecrackers, and any of the industrial stuff you see at the parks.
See, that seems really silly to me because it just promotes people to make their own.
No, I know.
Dangerous.
Well, no. Here's what they do instead: they drive to Wendover, Wyoming, or these other kind of outliers like Nevada, and they just buy them all up there and then use them illegally here. But there's huge fines, and there have been huge fires because of them. You know, like
there was a massive fire when I was over last.
Yeah, that was weird. That fire came from some redneck was out shooting tires in a dump.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
And it caught on fire. But, same idea.
Was he shooting the tires with a flamethrower? Was that the
Yeah, that was the problem. He was like, what's good for tires? Flamethrowers.
Perfect idea. Make that
I
happen.
love the smell of napalm in the morning.
That's right. Let's go watch another. Let's watch that. That sounds good to me right now. Aliens. Doesn't that sound good? That sounds good. Anyway, moving on. Let's get out of here. Let's be done. Oh, I want to thank GameTimeZone.com for helping us with the show today.
Cool.
Instance for 5% off.
I need to thank John Moore as well. I haven't thanked John Moore. John Moore gave me a shout-out on Facebook way back in April about Huey Lewis in the News playing in October in London. And I have tickets.
Whoa.
So thank you very much, John Moore, for fulfilling part of my bucket list. I'm going to see Huey Lewis and the News live.
Oh, my gosh.
So
Your life is about to change in
It's
ways.
literally, it's the pinnacle. I feel like it's all downhill from here, but I'm going to get myself a toboggan or a bobsled or something cool and just go with it.
Really, they're Huey Lewis and the olds now, though, right?
Of course.
Well, that's the thing. And someone said to me, like, oh, that would have been amazing about 20 years ago when his voice was still good.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what? I don't know if you're right or not, but I would tell you because, I don't know. I'm still looking forward to it.
No, I would totally go see them any day.
I've met John.
Come over.
I've met John Moore,
All right, let's do it.
John
Let's do
Moore,
it.
I know who John Moore is.
Yeah?
He's a super nice guy. Yeah, he was at Nerdtacular.
He
Come
is.
on now.
I met John as well, actually.
Yeah.
That's why we're Facebook friends.
Yeah, he is in the Tadpool. He's in that crazy TMS crowd that just blows everyone's mind constantly. Anyway, so there you go. Thank you, Sir John Moore. We're gonna call him. How about that?
Sir John Moore.
Yeah, that sounds right to me. Hey, if you want to support Matthew Oxley, he does our music for the show. Check him out at MatthewOxley.com. I want to thank Paul Swickard, our intern. I want to thank our own website for existing, where you can find forums, show notes, archives, and more at theinstance.net. You can find us on Twitter at Instance Show. Me at Scott
I'd like
Johnson.
to thank Twitter.
Yeah, shut up. You don't get any more Twitter help. You're fine.
Don't follow me. Don't
follow Turfster. He seriously doesn't need any help. He's got throngs of Minecraft people who won't leave him alone. That's all fine. Let those lie where they lie. Willie Dills, though, you will follow him. That's an important dude to follow.
Yeah, I talk a lot about. No, actually, I don't tweet it. I don't tweet very much.
You do okay. The _T is Terpsters if you really got to follow him. Also on Facebook /The Instance, and you can find more great shows just like this at frogpants.com. That's going to do it for us, for me, for Terpster, and for Dills. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Horde side.
Horde side.
Horde side.
Horde side.
Horde side.
Horde side.
That's annoying after a while.